At 25, I had a specific idea of what 45 was going to look like. A particular vision with particular markers of the life that was supposed to strike. By now, by 45, the list was long and the certainty was total. I was 25. Everything I thought I'd be by now is a list I no longer have access to. Everything I thought I'd be by now is somewhere in the 25 of who I was before the actual arrived. Everything I thought I'd be by now is the wrong list. Everything I thought I'd be by now was written in the mist of the 25-year-old certainty of the particular idea of a life. Everything I thought I'd be by now was my own particular knife against myself, the measuring stick of the imagined. Everything I thought I'd be by now is finally abandoned for the actual, which is better than the list. The list of things that I achieved and things I didn't, and some of the didn't are fine and some are not, but none of them match the actual 45. Exactly, the actual is more complicated than I thought, and richer in the ways that matter more at 45, and poorer in the ways that mattered more at 25, and altogether more specific and more honest than anything the list was going to contrive. Everything I thought I'd be by now was a draft. Everything I thought I'd be by now was the first half of the revision, which is the actual. Everything I thought I'd be by now was the mathematical starting point, not the destination. Everything I thought I'd be by now is the wrong list. Everything I thought I'd be by now was written in the mist. There are things on the old list I still want, some of them still possible if I choose them. There are things on the old list I've let go of, and letting go was not the losing of them, but the honest sorting of the what still fits. Everything I thought I'd be by now is in the bits and pieces of the actual, which is the only life that's mine. Everything I thought I'd be by now made room for what turned out to be fine. Everything I thought I'd be by now is in a drawer somewhere. The actual is here, standing at this bar at 45. Better than the list in all the ways that matter.
ordered something different when I first came here 20-odd years ago, when the bar was new to me. Something that seemed sophisticated to the younger man I was trying to be. The bartender made it without comment, and I drank it feeling like the person I imagined. The older man I was performing for the bar that I had not yet ravaged with the years of the actual. What I ordered the first time was the costume of the person I was becoming. What I ordered the first time was the particular hummingbird performance of the trying to be right. What I ordered the first time was not what I order now. What I ordered the first time was the perform somehow of the person I thought bars required, of the person I thought I should be. What I ordered the first time is a long way from the me that I've become at this bar over the decades of the actual. What I ordered the first time was the appetizer of the factual. Discovery of what I actually wanted. The drink I order now is simpler, more honest and more suited to the person I found at the bottom of the 20 years at this bar. More worth the particular version of the actual me versus the performed me. What I ordered the first time was the performed me, trying on the sophisticated idea of a barman. What I ordered the first time took 20 years to replace. What I ordered the first time took 20 years to face. The actual, what I actually wanted all along. What I ordered the first time was not what I order now. What I ordered the first time was the perform somehow. There's a lesson in the evolution of the order, from the first time to the now. The lesson is that the performing takes the years to exhaust, and the actual is what you arrive at eventually, once the performing has been lost. And the actual is usually simpler and more honest and more right. What I ordered the first time is 20 years of Thursday night later. This, which is exactly right. What I ordered the first time was not this. This is better. This is the actual. 20 years later, exactly what I wanted all along. All along. walk home at 50 is different from the one at 30. Not slower necessarily, more deliberate, more aware of the particular streets in the particular dark, more particular about the particular quality of the night air. The walk home at 30 was just the getting there. The walk home at 50 is the evening's last gift before the door and the done. The walk home at 50 is the most particular kind of transition. The walk home at 50 has its own particular mission of the bringing it home of the particular night into the particular quiet. The walk home at 50 is worth more than the walk home at 30. The walk home at 50 has the particular kind of sturdy knowing of what the night was and what the walk home means at the end of it. The walk home at 50 is the most worth the attending to of all the walks home I've had in the decades of the walks home. Notice things on the walk home at 50 that I didn't notice on the walk home at 30. The particular light from the particular window, the sound of the city at its particular 30. Something past the bars closing, the particular air of the post-bar streets. The walk home at 50 is its own kind of beat that I've learned to hear. The walk home at 50 is 20 years of the particular streets. The walk home at 50 is 20 years of the particular beats of the city going home at the particular hour. The walk home at 50 is worth more than the walk home at 30. The walk home at 50 has the particular kind of sturdy. The walk home at 50 is the code of the evening. The walk home at 50 is the particular kind of leaving that brings you to yourself between the bar and the home. The walk home at 50 is never really alone. It's with the years, it's with a particular Thursday. The walk home at 50 is always the best way to end the evening. The walk home at 50, the particular air, the particular streets, the particular lights, the particular home at the end of the particular night, worth every year it took to be here.
Mm. Mm. The neon of the place across the street reflects in the wet pavement every night. The pink and blue and yellow broken letters rearranging in the puddles in the light. There's a man who reads a book while waiting. He turns the pages without lifting up his head. The neon bends and ripples in the water, and the man inside looks perfectly content instead. Neon signs in the rain, the city's own cinema. Neon signs in the rain, a different kind of language. Pink and blue and yellow in the wet street, the night explaining itself in glow. Neon signs in the rain is everything I need to know. Put on a record old enough to crackle and watch the street continue its slow scene. The man inside finished and folded everything with the care of someone who has always been. He left and locked the door behind him quietly. The neon stayed and talked back to the rain. I turned the record over and kept watching the street repeating its ordinary refrain. Neon signs in the rain, the city's own cinema. Neon signs in the rain, a different kind of language. Pink and blue and yellow in the wet street, the night explaining itself in glow. Neon signs in the rain is everything I need to know. There's a version of a city that belongs to rain, when the surface doubles up the lights and everything becomes its own reflection, and the ordinary turns to something right. I could watch this window until morning, the city doing all the living out there. But the record ends and I must go and join it, step out into the neon and the air. Neon signs in the rain, I'll miss this window view. Neon signs in the rain when I'm somewhere new. But I'll carry this particular evening, the pink and blue reflected in the streets. Neon signs in the rain is what the city means to me. Ooh, neon signs in the rain, still falling, still glowing, still mine for now.
Most people tell you what you wanna hear. He tells me what I need to. We've been friends long enough for him to know the difference between the two. Choose the second consistently, the friend who tells me the truth is the most particular kind of free. Gift that the years have given me, the friend who tells me the truth has earned the right to tell it. The friend who tells me the truth has been around long enough to spell it out clearly without the softening that makes the truth less true. The friend who tells me the truth is the most valuable friend I have. The friend who tells me the truth is the most particular kind of math of the friendship, the long kind that survives the telling. The friend who tells me the truth is the most particular kind of dwelling. In the actual relationship, not the performed one, the friend who tells me the truth has done the most for the life I'm living than the ones who told me what I wanted. He told me at 43 that the job was wrong for me. He told me when I was making the particular mistake. He told me about the relationship before it became the particular cost of the particular stake. In the wrong ground, the friend who tells me the truth has saved me more than the friend who told me what I wanted across the years. The friend who tells me the truth is the hardest kind of friend to keep. The friend who tells me the truth requires the particular kind of deep trust to hear the truth from. The friend who tells me the truth is the most valuable friend I have. The friend who tells me the truth is the most particular kind of math. I try to be the same for him when his turn comes to hear the truth. The friend who tells me the truth is the proof that the long friendship earns the most particular privileges. The friend who tells me the truth has the most particular edges of the real, not the polished. The friend who tells me the truth is the most cherished of the particular friendships I've been given. The friend who tells me the truth, Thursday at this bar, still telling me, still hearing it, still the most valuable person at this table. brother's name last Christmas, a brother who had died before I was born. I answered to it without correcting, without the particular kind of torn response that I might have had in the year before I understood what was happening. She looked at me with his name in her eyes, and I smiled and answered, and the evening kept happening without the correction, without the grief showing. When my mother forgot my name was the morning the world reorganized itself. When my mother forgot my name was the morning I put certain things on a different shelf, the particular shelf of the now, of the what she has and what she doesn't. When my mother forgot my name, I answered to the brother I never knew. When my mother forgot my name, I became the conduit through which she spoke to a someone she'd been missing for 60 years. When my mother forgot my name was the most particular kind of tears. I didn't cry, not then, not in front of her. When my mother forgot my name, I was her particular connection to the before. She knows me most of the time, most Thursdays. She knows exactly who she's calling. The particular decline is not a cliff, more the particular kind of falling in and out of the various versions of the known. When my mother forgot my name was the most particular kind of groan. Understanding of the love that doesn't require the name, of the presence that exceeds the particular, of the being there in any name that she calls me, I'm there. When my mother forgot my name was when I learned the most particular kind of love. When my mother forgot my name was when I found the kind of love above, the particular naming of the particular person. In the particular way I laugh, she knows them all so completely. The name is just the particular label on something she knows from the inside. When my mother forgot my name, I was still her particular guide. Back to the present, back to the Thursday, back to her particular kind of love that exceeds the name. When answer to it, and she was happy, and that was everything. I've been coming to this bar since I was 30. The same stool and the same particular light. Back then I came because I was still looking for whatever it was I thought I'd find at night. The bartender now wasn't here in the beginning. The one who was here then had a different face. I watched 3 bartenders grow and leave this counter, and here I am, still sitting in my place. The bar is the same bar it's always been. The bottles and the mirror and the low light. But the man who sits here now is not the man who came in 30. The same bar, a different man inside it. The same stool, but the man who occupies it has lived a different life than the one who started here. The same bar, different man, different year. At 30, I was drinking toward something, some idea of the life I thought was due. I'd lean against the bar and feel the future like it was a door I just had to walk through. At 40-something now, I drink the present. No more leaning toward the what comes next. I order what I order, and I stay a while. And the staying is the thing itself, not the pretext. The bar has held me through the different versions, the looking and the finding, and the after finding. The man who sits here now has given up on certain kinds of minding. The same bar, a different man inside it. The same stool, but the man who occupies it has lived a different life than the one who started here. The same bar, different man, different year. If I could see myself at 30 on that same stool, I'd want to tell him something worth the hearing. But mostly I would just sit down beside him and let him have his particular kind of fearing and his particular kind of hope and his particular way of being 30. The same bar held him then and holds me now, and neither of us dirty. With regret for what the years have done between us, both of us just sitting in the light. The same bar, different men, same night. The same bar, still here, still mine. Still the same light, different man in it. Both of us somehow.
I was looking at someone who was 34, the particular ease of 34 in a room, the particular kind of possible that 34 still wears, the particular kind of not yet arrived gloom, or wisdom, or whatever comes at 40 and beyond. I watched them from the particular side of 50 and felt something between the grief and the fond of the age I'll never be again. The age I'll never be again is 34, with everything still possible. The age I'll never be again is the most particular kind of possible that only exists at a particular window of the years. The age I'll never be again is the age I was when I didn't know I was it. The age I'll never be again is the age of the particular fit, of the energy and the possibility and the not yet knowing of the cost. The age I'll never be again is the age of the not yet lost. Particular futures that are now the particular past. The age I'll never be again is the age that didn't last, which is the nature of every age, which is the nature of the turning. I don't want 34 back exactly, I want the particular energy of it, the particular way the body moved without the memo of the knee and the backslay to submit to the years. But I wouldn't trade the knowing for the energy. The age I'll never be again was the particular kind of going forward without the map. The age I'll never be again is the age I'll most remember. The age I'll never be again is the particular kind of amber that stays warm in the memory of the body. The age I'll never be again is the age I was when I didn't know I was it. The age I'll never be again is the age of the particular fit. There is an age ahead of me that I'll look back from, the way I'm looking back at 34 now. There's an age ahead that this age will become. The age I'll never be again, and the me at 60 will look back at 50 and feel the same fond grief of the age I'll never be again, which is the most particular kind of relief of the living, that every age was real. The age I'll never be again is the most particular feel of the proof that I was here at that particular age. The age I'll never be again is 34 and 27 and 42, and all of them, and this one, which will also be the age I'll never be again.
The night before the birthday is its own particular kind of evening. The last night of the previous year of your life, the last night before the next one's arriving. I've been sitting at this bar on the nights before the birthdays for a decade. Just me and the last hours of the age before the morning and the turning of the page. The night before the birthday is the most particular kind of vigil. The night before the birthday is the most natural kind of signal to take stock of the particular year of what it was. The night before the birthday is the most personal kind of pause. The night before the birthday at the bar with the particular drink. The night before the birthday is the time to think without the pressure of the actual day, without the people and the cake and the how. The night before the birthday is the most honest now of the year, the private one. The night before the birthday, before the day has begun. This particular night before the birthday is different from the ones that came before. I've been sitting here an extra hour, and the extra hour has felt worth the extra more. Something in the year that just concluded requires the extra sitting and the extra drink. The night before the birthday is giving me the particular time to think about the year and what it was. The night before the birthday is the bridge between the years. The night before the birthday is where the outgoing year appears most fully before the incoming one. The night before the birthday, at the bar with a particular drink. The night before the birthday is the time to think. I've made a ritual of the night before the birthday, the bar and the particular hour of sitting to drink and the taking stock without the performance of the birthday itself. The night before the birthday is the fitting place for the honest version of the annual accounting. The night before the birthday is the most worth mounting the stool for, the most worth the particular evening for. The night before the birthday is what the birthday's for, the remembering of the year that's just concluding before the day itself, before the new one includes him. The night before the birthday, same bar, same drink, different year, different person, same ritual, same honest night.
There was a specific night in my early 40s when I stopped pretending to be other than I am. At a party where the effort felt particularly enormous, I put the glass down and found the nearest calm corner of the garden and stood there and felt the relief of not performing for the first time in years. The night I stopped pretending was not a dramatic night from the outside. The night I stopped pretending was the night I finally decided that the performing was the thing that cost the most, not the actual living.